Thanks for joining us tonight. Handcuffed and shackled. That's how Labor Day murder suspect Michael Devon appeared before a judge in an Oktibbeha County courtroom. Devon was indicted yesterday on 1 count of capital murder and 1 count of sexual battery in the Starkville 1990 deaths of Betty Jones and Catherine Krigler. Our Quentin Smith was inside the courtroom today. He joins us live in the studio with more. Quentin.
Scott, the Labor Day murders went unsolved for almost 30 years. However, last October, investigators got the break they've been looking for and were finally able to crack this cold case. Back in the courtroom and in front of a judge was Michael Devon, who, until just 4 months ago, was a sought-after suspect in one of the most infamous cold cases in the state, spanning nearly 3 decades. Prosecutors say Devon's run from the law was reduced to simple strides heading in the direction of justice on Wednesday.
It's so important. I mean, not only for getting the victim's family justice, but also for the city of Starkville and county of Oktibbeha. This was a crime that was really a sore subject for a long time, and the good police work resulted in indictments, and now it's our job to put it across the finish line, and that's what we plan to do.
During his court appearance, Devon was read both charges being brought against him.
He pled not guilty on both counts, which that's to be expected.
Oktibbeha County Circuit Judge Lee Coleman denied bond for the 51-year-old suspect. The Ryanzi man is accused of going into Catherine Krigler's home back on September 3rd of 1990. Krigler's friend, Betty Jones, was at home visiting at the time. Police believe Jones answered a knock at the door, and then that's when Devon allegedly made his way inside the home. Devon is accused of killing Jones, then going into the bedroom and sexually assaulting Krigler, leaving her for dead. However, Krigler was able to call for help. Starkville investigators used new resources like Ancestry.com and DNA science to help them find Devon. District Attorney Scott Colon says at this time the death penalty is still an option.
Absolutely, it's on the table. We're going to consult with the victim's family, go through the process that we have for determining whether to go for the death penalty or not, and after we're done with that process, we're going to announce the decision and move forward.
We reached out to Devon's attorney. However, he declined to comment on this matter. Now, at this time, Colon says they don't know when Devon's next court appearance is going to be. They're still waiting to see if Devon is going to keep his court-appointed attorney or hire someone new to represent him. However, Colon did say that once everything gets sorted out, he's going to push this case to get moving as soon as possible. Scott?
A sad update to the story we brought you yesterday. We now know the name of the Lee County man that was killed in a fire. Coroner Carolyn Green says that 63-year-old Walter Eugene George died at the scene. Now, that blaze started early Tuesday morning in the Skyline community. The state fire marshal's office says that the fire started after a space heater was placed too close to combustibles. There were no smoke alarms inside that apartment. An investigation into that fire is ongoing. On a lighter note now, time to toss things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson with a first look at our Wednesday evening forecast. Hey there, Keith.
Right now we have a chilly evening developing, but for tomorrow, Scott, temperatures will moderate even more so back into the 40s by noon. After a chilly start, we should get back into the 50s, though, for afternoon highs. Currently, mainly clear to partly cloudy. Temperatures in the mid and upper 20s. We do have a few clouds moving on through. Wind chills in the teens in some spots. The wind not too terribly strong, but notice a few patches of clouds. These will drift through tonight, and I do think we'll get down to around 20 degrees for the morning commute, so a chilly one out there. As we look ahead, we do envision some warmer temperatures here, 50s, 60s, and 70s coming our way. A nice little warm up. The full forecast in just a few minutes.
Well, folks in rural Mississippi often tell you they're living in the digital dark with little to no options for high-speed internet. But a new law could expand those offerings. Courtney Ann Jackson has the details of the Broadband Enabling Act.
Less than a month into the legislative session, and a bill has already been signed into law. In case you're not familiar with the usual timeline on legislation, that was fast. And the goal of this law is to provide faster internet service to rural communities. Public Service Commissioner Brandon Presley was among those who helped bring the citizens' concerns to lawmakers.
It's kind of like you touch off a nerve. You know, I think this has been a pent-up frustration with people throughout the state.
The new providers would be the electric power cooperatives, the same companies that traditionally supply power to those areas. The governor notes its importance for schools, hospitals, and businesses in these areas that otherwise struggle to find reliable broadband.
This will bring jobs to rural Mississippi. It will bring the world to the farmhouse.
Presley organized an information summit for the electric co-ops and formed a citizen task force ahead of the session.
Thank the Lord, we've got a door open now, and there's a little hope in our rural communities that for far too long have been forgotten about, to have a little hope to be connected to the outside world.
All right, your rural broadband should be to you by Monday morning.
While getting through the legislative process was swift, putting it into practice won't be as fast as the governor joked. Southern Pines president and CEO says it will be a major undertaking.
We do have some fiber that we've run that's for the electrical smart grid reasons, but you're talking about 200 miles of line versus 7,000 miles of fiber. That is a lot of fiber infrastructure that has to be installed to reach all the members. It'll be many years before we have any real penetration.
The bill doesn't require the co-ops to offer internet, but if they do, it would have to be available to all their customers. At the state capitol, I'm Courtney Ann Jackson.
Well, an organization that helps families succeed opens a new office. Our Allie Martin visited the newest chapter of the Family Resource Center and tells us how the agency is poised to make a positive impact on Calhoun County families.
What they want to do is like donate a few items here and there.
It's been a busy first week at the Family Resource Center's newest office in Calhoun City.
Really kind of been overwhelmed with interest and excitement. Actually, we're trying to catch up. We're trying to keep up.
Porter Casey is a lifelong resident of Calhoun County. He retired as an educator, but when he heard Families First of Mississippi was planning on opening a family resource center in the county, he knew there was a need for the organization's services, and he was eager to help lead the effort.
It's fun to get up and come to work every day.
The Family Resource Center is located in what had been unused space in the Calhoun County Career and Technical Center. The Career and Tech Center is part of the Calhoun County School District. High school students who fail to master the required state test for graduation can take classes at the FRC to help them get a diploma. There are also classes for adults who don't have their high school diploma.
We wanted it to be somewhat of an extension to the school, additional services that we're unable to provide in the school system. We're obviously in a rural area, and at times we have limited resources for things that our students and family members need.
The Calhoun Family Resource Center will also help adults and high school students with soft skills, how to prepare a resume, the importance of showing up for work on time, and how to get along with coworkers.
Right now, 3 of our major industries in the county are hiring. So to get these people job ready is going to be a big positive for our county.
We hope that our citizens take advantage of the resources that they have here. There's educational resources, parenting resources, literacy, adult literacy resources here. And if there's something that they don't offer here, they can point you in the right direction.
Plans are in the works to offer more services and classes in the future. In Calhoun City, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Families First for Mississippi began more than 20 years ago as a way to help strengthen families and communities across the state. Well, some teachers, they just have good chemistry with their students. That's the case for this week's Educator of the Week. Kelly Dawkins is a science teacher at Starkville High School, and whether she's demonstrating the do's and don'ts of working in the lab or running an experiment with her students, Dawkins says she treats all of her students like they are future scientists and hopes she brings excitement to the STEM fields.
I just want to promote science as an exciting area to study for both males and females. I love being around high school students. They're fun and they make my job fun. And so anytime that they're excited about my lesson, it's not like coming to work.
To nominate your favorite teacher, just visit WCBI.com.
A mix of sun and clouds today. Look at this great sunset we got from Carla with some of those cirrus clouds coming on in. Temperatures are chilly now, but we do have some warmer conditions to our southwest. That air is coming our way. Your full forecast is next.
WCBI's Educator of the Week is brought to you by Food Giant, where your neighbors are the owners. Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Our early look at your weekend forecast. 64 Saturday, maybe a few showers, a few clouds as well, but not a washout. A little bit warmer on Sunday, mid-60s, staying mild, of course, with those temperatures in the 60s, and also a chance for a few showers. Warmer temperatures to our southwest. We will eventually scour out the 20s and teens in the region now. You can see this warmer weather coming our way. The brighter colors here by the weekend illustrate those temperatures in the 60s. Look at these temperatures up north, still well below zero. Minus 17 in Chicago currently, minus 20 in Minneapolis. And speaking of Minnesota, the national low today, Norris Camp, Minnesota, right up there, minus 48. The actual air temperature, and chilling the air is also this big blanket of snow. You can see this stretching from the Dakotas through the Great Lakes. All of this white right here that's not moving, those are not clouds, that is that snowpack, and all that Arctic air with the snow. Obviously the snow's not really melting, even with mostly sunny skies. Now tomorrow up there still below zero, a little bit better for us. We don't have to worry about that. We will have another nice day around here. Today, not bad. A mix of sun and clouds, some of those high cirrus clouds moving on through. Currently, the situation stands with partly cloudy skies and lows tonight eventually down to around 20 degrees. Right now, mid-20s in many spots, a little bit cooler later on tonight, perhaps even a few upper teens. So a chilly night for your Thursday. We're looking at temperatures getting back into the low 50s in many spots. Winds from the south and southeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Warmer tomorrow and a little bit warmer after tomorrow, as we will show you in your 70 forecast. So not too bad of a day considering where we have been. Notice these temperatures across southwestern Mississippi and southern Alabama in the upper 50s to around 60. That's the kind of air coming our way. That big dip in the jet stream responsible for that Arctic chill is lifting away, and we'll have this zonal weather pattern, which means no big system coming our way, but warmer temperatures. Now, we're in between systems tomorrow, maybe a few showers on Friday, and also for your weekend too, but overall not too active. Here's your AccuWeather 70 forecast. 53 tomorrow, 59 Friday, 60s for the weekend, low chances of rain through the weekend, a better chance for some showers and storms next week, Scott, but look at those highs, upper 60s, if not some lower 70s.
The Rebels went down to Gainesville. Are they coming back with a win? Tom has the highlights later in sports. Welcome back, everyone. Now, glaucoma can affect people at any age. Those 41 and older are primarily at risk. Tonight, we talk about those risk factors in our Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Bennett, an ophthalmologist on staff here at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. And tonight we're going to discuss risk factors for glaucoma. Everyone should be concerned about glaucoma and its effects. It's important for each of us, from infants to senior citizens, to have our eyes checked regularly, because early detection and treatment of glaucoma are the only way to prevent vision impairment and blindness. There are a few factors related to glaucoma that may tend to put some people at higher risk. While glaucoma can develop in younger patients, it occurs more frequently as we get older. Also, people who have a family history of glaucoma, people with abnormally high intraocular pressure. High intraocular pressure is the most important factor for glaucoma damage. And also people of African, Latino, or Asian descent are at high risk. Also people who have diabetes, who are very nearsighted, who have regular long-term use of steroids, who have had previous eye injuries, or who have extremely high or low blood pressure. Even those who have migraines, poor blood circulation, or other problems affecting the whole body can be at higher risk. You need to see your eye doctor regularly so he or she can diagnose and treat glaucoma before long-term vision loss happens. If you're over age 40 and have a family history of the disease, you should get a complete eye exam from an eye doctor every 1 to 2 years. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, and we'll discuss symptoms and treatment options for glaucoma.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
Down to the wire finish in Gainesville. Ole Miss hoping to escape with a road win. Overtime thriller highlights coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Tom Ebel.
Ole Miss trying to get back into a groove. The Rebels have lost 3 out of the last 4 since its perfect SEC start on the road in Gainesville tonight. Kermit Davis and company taking on the Gators. Let's just jump right to the second half. That's when the game got good. Off the inbounds pass, Deontay Johnson showing off the pogo sticks for the Thunder dunk. My goodness. Gators up by 7, but anything you can do, I can do better, says Breon Tyree. Tomahawk jam, look out below. Ole Miss, that would cap off a 7-0 run. Rebels take the lead. Under 5 minutes to go. Rebels trail by 1, make it +2. Breon Tyree off the beautiful screen design from Kermit. Rebels, they're up again, but Gators always answered. Under 2 minutes to go. Noah Locke pulls from deep, gives the Gators a 1-point lead. And back and forth we go. Ole Miss would answer. Get it to the senior down low in the post. Terrence Davis. Beautiful spin move and the left-hand floating finish puts the Rebels back on top, but 8 seconds left. Florida. They've lost plenty of close games this year. They're going to get it to Kevon Allen. Clock is ticking. Under 5 to go. Gets a shot to go and he drills it with 2.5 seconds left. That would send the game to overtime. And the Gators would come out hot. Andrew Nebhard sinks the triple. Gators open OT on a 10-3 run, but the Rebels battle back, down by 4. Inbounds nightmare for the Florida Gators. Breon Tyree with the steal to Schuler, who misses, but Davis right there for the tip-in, and it's a 2-point ball game with 10 seconds left. Rebels have to foul. Gators would hit the freebies. Last chance for Ole Miss, down by 4. Tyree with the heave. Off the window, no money for you. Rebels lose an OT heartbreaker to the Gators, 90-86. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 and have Mississippi State coming to town on Saturday. Speaking of the Bulldogs, as they prepare for the Rebels, some encouraging news for guard Nick Weatherspoon after this injury Tuesday at Alabama. Mississippi State saying an MRI shows no tear or structural damage to Weatherspoon's knee, but he will still be evaluated heading up to Saturday's game in Oxford. Mississippi State moving fast to fill its opening at defensive line coach. The Bulldogs making it official, hiring Meridian native Deke Adams. Jeans Page and Steve Robertson were the first to report the news. Adams recently took the D-line job at Memphis after spending 2 seasons at the same position with Larry Fedora at North Carolina. Let's jump to Tupelo for some playoff soccer. The unbeaten Golden Wave taking on Warren Central. It's already 6-0. Tupelo's on top, but they're looking, what a beautiful ball. But it'd be a foul inside the box right there, and that's going to set up a PK for William Hughes. And Hughes is going to take advantage. The left footer right past the goalkeeper for the goal. And Tupelo's up 7-0. They just decided to score all their goals before we got there. The fans there to support the Golden Wave as they advance in the playoffs with a 7-0 win over Warren Central. They'll travel to face Northwest Rankin on Saturday, the only team to not lose or win to Tupelo. Also some basketball. Tupelo taking on Columbus. A lot of Tupelo action tonight. Look at a step-back jumper there from Braxton Bishop, doing his best Kemba Walker impersonation at the buzzer. So Tupelo up by 4. Second quarter we go. Tupelo swinging the rock. Jonathan Hunt finds Mason Gary in the corner for the splash triple. Still in the second. Falcons on the break. Gabe Williams outlet pass to TJ McCrary, absorbs the contact, finishes with the foul. Falcons down 4 after the free throw, but Tupelo just way too much. Wave in transition. Keandre Hampton, beautiful touch pass to Mason Gary for the finish. Golden Wave go on to win. Final score 75-50. Oh, not bad for Columbus up in Tupelo, though. The Lady Falcons get the win 54-47 over Tupelo. What does that mean? Columbus has clinched the 1 seed in the Region 2 6A District Tournament coming up next week. Former Student Athlete of the Week, Hannah White, finishing with 28 points in the win. We'll have much more coming up on our website. Felix Hayes of Northeast was named MACJC Player of the Week. We'll have all the details on our website coming up in just a moment. That's it for sports. Last look at your weather is next.
Not too bad tomorrow. We should be a little bit warmer, back into the low 50s, pushing 60 in some spots Friday. A few showers possible through the weekend, but warmer 60s, Scott. So as we get into a new month, temperatures warm back up to spring-like levels, upper 60s to low 70s next week. Some showers and storms in the region. And there you go.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's a sign that maybe spring will soon arrive.
Well, either way, it will be feeling much better than where we are tonight.
We like it. All right. Thanks, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.